Soldi, Soldi. Soldi, Soldi. That is what the press room was doing during Mahmood's first rehearsal here at the Eurovision Song Contest 2019. Shall we talk about it? Let's do this! Soldi, Soldi. Best spent on My Heritage DNA kits. In any case, Italy has had their first rehearsal. And musically, he's there. I love the sound. This sounds very good live. I think that his Sanremo voice works on the Eurovision stage. This is a very good place to start. There's a lovely dramatic image on the LED where his head sort of splits, basically. It's Mahmood's head, and it appears to open. It's very red.
Sharp chrome. I love it. Love
Sanguine. Like almost blood. It's not gory. It's artistic. Very bright. Later, you see money, images of money on the LED.
You cannot be bored. Don't sell your soul.
You've got some urban dancers who come into the mix. But I've got to say, I was waiting for the wow moment, Italy's gonna win, and I didn't feel that with this. This didn't reach my very high expectations. I think he stands out visually. No one looks like him. The piercings, the attitude, the swag. He's got a unique atmosphere and charisma.
Is he gonna wear that Hawaiian top, or that's gonna change?
It's unclear if that was his stage costume or not. It did seem incredibly casual, but it fits with the urban vibe of the song. Long story short, they're in a good place, but this does not yet scream winner's vibe.
I actually have to disagree about the vocal. I don't know if it was the illness. That was what a lot of people were saying in the press centre, so I wrote that into the review that obviously he has this cold and cough, but vocally something sounded off. A lot of people have had sound mix problems. I don't know what, but he sounded really quiet. It wasn't all there. And I have to say the staging was very underwhelming as well. This was my favourite in the Wee Wee jury before Italians run off in the comments. I love the song, I love him. I just don't think the staging did this justice. It's very blue, it's very somber, there's not a lot of light. There is the nice shot with the head splintering, and they've done the thing they did last year of translating the lyrics into English. There's bits like the last lip screen ends on "Money Can't Buy You Love." They have the elements to do well there. This just really wasn't refined or polished there, and I think energy levels wise very lacking. I know actually in a previous video Chris said, which I think typifies it, Mahmood kind of broods on stage and somehow it works, but this was just a little bit lackluster. It didn't scream winner to me. I think Italy has problems to deal with because the staging just was not impressive, and vocally it was off. Admittedly, if he's sick, then that's something they can fix, and also sound mixing I think may come into it, but in the lineup of the 6 automatic qualifiers we saw today, this was really underwhelming.
Yeah, it was actually very difficult for me to kind of take much of it in because the press room is full of, it's just obsessives like us who are there. So if you love your act, you're going to clap right through, and that's what they did. So I couldn't really sort of figure out if the voice was on point or not. But visually, he wasn't quite there. But then I know that he's sick, so I'm not going to judge him as harshly. So I'm going to go to the visual element of it. I really thought this could take it. And now I'm feeling like, okay, it's a first rehearsal, and I really hope that the second rehearsal will be considerably sharper. It's just not in the... Hey, boo. So yeah, it just doesn't have that at the moment. The other thing is that choreography is really weak.
A bit freestyle.
Yeah, messy. It just didn't...
Yeah, it just doesn't seem fully formed. Like, they want to go for the free vibe, right? The freedom, because Mahmood is an individual spirit, a free spirit doing it his way.
You better not wear that shirt.
But sometimes you do need to put controls around people. Give people a playground in which to play. Let them play if they want to, but I feel like this just needs a bit more structure. Also, I don't like the wide shots. I just don't think it's visually interesting enough.
Although I will say the one wide shot that does work is the sonic boom at the start. I think that's interesting and give that some more brightness and life it has in it. I think the thing is from Sanremo, he has this kind of like possessed dance that he does. There's not a lot of like specified choreography, but he is kind of jerky and moves with it. And today that just wasn't in evidence. So I do think perhaps this is sickness and being treated more as a rehearsal than an actual fully formed show to put out for us. But you have to be candid, Italy had problems today.
Yeah, well, there's not that much more to say, honestly.
Oh, well, I just
Back to the
wardrobe. I'm sorry. You know, Italy is the home of Italian fashion. And
Gucci, Dolce and Gabbana, Fendi.
And it doesn't have to look high-end couture. You can still do casual and still kind of nail it. That didn't work for me.
Armani.
And also, you can be freestyle and still have structure. Lake Malawi is a typical example of where, you know, it's kind of easy breezy, but actually, you know, there is a framing here. Italy didn't have that. It was just tight. It was messy.
Yeah.
It was a strong song. The vocal, I couldn't really determine how strong it was vocally. And Mahmood didn't look too well. So maybe they should have got a stand-in, actually, because this didn't work for me.
Yeah, this is less Vogue Italia, more kind of Marie Claire Jr. Do you know what I mean? In the fashion sense, it's like having a bunch of urban stuff together doesn't look good. It needs to have an editorial perspective, and I think this has lost that gloss. Where is Franca Sazzani? Do you know what I'm saying?
Having said that, if Italy had to fight for a spot, it would still be in the
this is
final.
good.
I mean, this is good.
The song is interesting.
We must put a context to our critique. We're thinking Italy could take it before this, but now we're thinking, oh no, it won't. But it's still good, you know? It's still good.
The reason we're harsh is we're harsh to those we love, those who we think have potential to win. This is still, you know, in the top echelon. This is in the up because the song is so strong, but they just need to tweak and refine.
It's definitely on the left-hand side of the
easily.
scoreboard.
In any case, that's what we think. What do you think? Are you saying ciao Italia or bye? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave us a comment, and hit the notification bell.
I'm all about the live stream, keeping it real. That's where it's at. Eurovision season, tune in. Off season, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Tumblr, Pinterest, Facebook. We'll see you later.
And speaking of Soldi, you can spend your Soldi. You don't have to. Sorry, Chris. I'm so sorry, Chris. And speaking of Soldi, don't spend your Soldi. Keep it in your pocket. Use the shipping code ESC to get a discount on your MyHeritage DNA kit, available at bit.ly. That's bit.ly/WeWeDNA. We'll see you later. Bye.